Okay, guys, so it looks like we are live here now. I've got a very nice background again because I'm in Starbucks again, and holding my microphone up close to my mouth here because it's quite noisy in Starbucks. So I got some people sitting next to me that are talking quite loud. Oh, what can you do? It's a public place, but I think you can hear me okay. So any comments that you've got, just leave them below the video, and I'll be glad to answer. I'm only broadcasting live, streaming live on the YouTube channel, and that's because we've got the high impact news tonight. I didn't expect that we had any. I didn't expect that I would be able to be streaming at this particular time, but I am here, so I thought I would just join in. And what we're looking at on the chart at the moment is go over to the chart there, and we're looking at the 1 hour candles. And we see since the last live streaming I did about 2 hours ago, we've had a dramatic drop. It's hovering around the 1920 zone for about 6 hours, just forming a base there, consolidating. You see here all of this consolidation in this zone. 1920 is a very strong support resistance zone, and it has been for many years. And we obviously this is not going to hold. The 1920 zone looks like it's going to give way, but we still have the high impact news to come out. So yet to see. Just if the news is bad, then gold will should be able to start moving back up. But if the news is good for the U.S. economy on the unemployment claims, which is going to be released in about 2.5 minutes, that means that if the news is good on the U.S. unemployment claims, then that means that gold is likely to drop, to continue to drop. And if we can't break above this 1920 zone, then we're very likely to head back to lower prices. So that's what we're looking at right now. And I'll just switch over to the news. The what I look at here is, I believe you can see that on your screen now, investing.com. And we're looking for this one here at in 1 minute. It says 1 minute, but it's actually 1 minute and 45 seconds before the news will come out. And we're looking for either red or green color. And if it's black color, then that was no change in the data, which we're looking for 240K, 240,000 unemployment claims. And if it's more than that, then that's not good for the U.S. If there's more people claiming for unemployment than what is forecast, then that's not good. So we're looking for the actual compared to the forecast. And that should be released in about 1 minute and 10 seconds. So we're going to see a lot of volatility on gold. I'll just go back to the gold chart. And it's moved back up to 1915. We got a low here just a few minutes ago in 1913. And I'm going to keep switching between the charts. In fact, I'll just turn this over to a 15-minute chart. Easier to see the price action on a short-term chart. There we go. So this is the 1920 zone that we've been hammering all day long, staying above it, but now we've dropped dramatically below it. But that doesn't mean that we can't move back up above it. We just need to wait and see what the news is going to say. And that's coming out in 30 seconds. So it's moved back up a little bit. Just waiting another 20 seconds. I'm going to go back to the news, so we'll see on investing.com, where this is the number we're watching for right here, and it usually comes out instantaneously. I always do my weekly analysis and I share forexfactory.com, but when I'm watching for the news to be released, I watch investing.com because the news comes out instantaneously. And here it comes. Don't see it yet. Oh, and it's good. That's going to be bad for gold. And I'll go back to the 15-minute chart right now. And this is what's happening. So it was bad news. And it's 230K compared to 240K. Not dramatically worse, but a little bit worse. So that is going to put pressure on gold. And especially as the U.S. session continues to open, we see we're already dropped down to 1914 and looks like we're headed down. Yep, there it goes. Of course, it looks pretty bad on the 15-minute chart, but when you go back to the 1 hour chart, then it doesn't look so crazy. Yeah, you don't get that big movement on the 1 hour candles, but definitely going to see pressure on gold now that we have good news for the U.S. economy. Don't see anybody commenting on my YouTube channel, but that's okay. If you got any comments or inquiries, or you'd like me to look at something else, just feel free to leave something there. I always do come back and check, and I will answer any replies or comments that you have. I'm just going to stay here for a few minutes, and we'll watch this play out, see what happens. Usually you don't get much. You get an initial reaction. The initial reaction. Just going to go back to my full screen here. Yeah, you usually get when the news comes out. But if it's like, this is only 30 minutes after the Forex market opened, and usually the big reaction is when the Wall Street opens. The big reaction is when the Wall Street opens, and that's 1 hour after the news comes out. Now it's 7:30 here in Asia. I don't know what time it is where you are, but one more hour from now, and that's when most of the volatility happens. More trading takes place. It's more hectic for about a couple of hours in the morning session of Wall Street, and that's when we'll see more pressure put on gold from this good news. I'll just share that screen again. From this good news that has come out here, 230K, less than 240K. So there were fewer people claiming for unemployment than what had been forecast. And that's good. Not so many people trying to go to the unemployment office and say, hey, I don't have a job, I need money. Less people than they had expected. So that's good for the U.S. economy, and that puts pressure on gold. Go back to the gold chart there. And so we're hammering 1914 now. We did reach 1913. And I expect to see continuing pressure on it. Now, how far will we go down tonight? Yeah, I say tonight because it's evening time in Asia session, but wherever you are, if you're in the U.S., well, it's daytime for you. But how far will gold go down? Well, yesterday we went from 1903 to 1920, $17 move. So we could go back down to that range. Let's go back over to the 4 hour chart. This is where we were yesterday, and we went all the way up here. Oh, I'm not even sharing my chart. Oh, that was real good. Go back to screen share. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I tell you, I've still only been with this new streaming software for about a week, and still getting the hang of it. So right now we're looking at the 4 hour chart. Yesterday we were here, and we went all the way up to here. We were at 1903. We went to 1920. $17 move on gold, and now we're staying around this 1920 zone. But for the U.S. session today, it looks like we're going to drop back down, and it could easily go back down to 1903 or even lower, 1900 possibly. 1900, of course, being a very strong psychological level, but it looks like we're heading for lower prices today in the U.S. session on gold. And I'll go back and share what I was just talking to myself there for a minute. I'll share this tab again with you. And that's because we got good news on the initial jobless claims, which comes every Thursday on a regular basis. Every Thursday, this is released. And today it was better than expected. The initial jobless claims were lower than forecast. So actual less than forecast is good for the U.S. economy, and that puts pressure on gold. We'll go back to the day chart just as I wrap up here. Now we're looking at the daily chart. So you see we're already getting that pin bar there. Already getting that, and now starting to come down and probably heading back down to 1903. No reason that we shouldn't get that at least that far today. Okay. Now back to my full screen. Okay, how do you like this? How do you like this? That's not a virtual background. Okay, great colors. This is the actual wallpaper in Starbucks that you can see there. And I'm in Starbucks, as you can see, and I'll just turn my camera around. You can see the entrance over there across from Starbucks is McDonald's. And just coming around here, and I can actually show you some people that are sitting next to me and talking so loud. Those are the ones that are talking so loud, but that's okay. It's a public place. Sometimes that's what you got to put up with. Anyway, I've been here forever, so I'm just going to watch gold continue to go down. I'll flip over to, oh yeah, 1912. Let me just share that screen with you there. Yeah, here is the 1 hour chart, and we're already at 1912. So the pressure is on. The pressure is on. Expect gold. There it goes. 1912 already coming down towards 190. That's at 1896. I've got there. Let's put where it was yesterday. Change that to 1903. And that's where it was yesterday. This is yesterday. Okay. And then we had the good news, the bad news, the bad news for the U.S. economy. So gold went up. But today we've got good news for the U.S. economy. So gold is going down. Well, because XAU is paired with the U.S. dollar. So it's not rocket science. Okay. Good news for the U.S. dollar that puts pressure on gold. So we're seeing this, and it's already down to 1912. So 1903, where it was yesterday, not very far away. So it looks like we're going to continue to see lower prices throughout the U.S. session today. Oh my goodness, I forgot to share the screen again. Okay, let's go back to that one. I'm just talking to myself here. Oh, crazy. Guys, I promise by tomorrow's live stream, I will have this down pat. I shouldn't be talking when I'm, uh, I think I'm sharing my screen, but I'm not sharing my screen. So please, please tolerate this for a little bit. It's, what do they say? The young people, they say, come on, boomer. But it's hard to keep up with this new stuff. But I really like this new streaming software that I'm using. It's called EVMux, EVMUX. It's a really powerful program. I like it quite a lot. But I do have to remember to share the screen when I'm talking. So there we are. Little bit of move back up now, back to 1913. But the pressure is on gold, and it's likely to continue down here to our level where we were yesterday there, 1903, where we were yesterday. We went up $17 to 1920, and it came down a little bit, went back up to that zone, 1920, very strong support and resistance zone for many years, but now it's starting to fall down below that. So this resistance level has held, and it looks like it's going to hold throughout the U.S. session today. But remember, the Jackson Hole, Wyoming symposium is on, and tomorrow night we have Federal Chair Jerome Powell speaking. Federal Chair Jerome Powell will be speaking tomorrow night. And that's always big news. He's a mover and shaker, and everybody knows he likes to shake up the markets. I don't know if he likes to, but he does. Every time he talks, something happens. The market gets very volatile. Okay, guys, that's it for me. Thank you for being here. Any comments or questions? And don't forget to like, love, and share this. And I will see you again in the next video. Rick Ray signing off.